Welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
And I'm Christina.
And yeah.
Wowzers.
So Cassie just made us watch this video. It was like one of those morning calls, you know, like Ryan's Roses, where you can be like, I don't understand why this person's not calling me back. Will you call them on my behalf?
Yeah, it's like a second date follow-up kind of thing, right?
Second date update.
Second date update, exactly.
Wow.
With JoJo and Joy in the Morning. I actually don't know. It's with a morning show.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's
a
very
morning show.
Yeah.
The Morning Zoo. So they get a call. So they're talking to this woman who had sent them a letter, doesn't know why she hasn't heard from her date. And so she's telling them this.
But not even date? Like they didn't go on a date, first of all.
Well,
They tried to set it up.
Very clear.
Yes.
The date did not occur.
No. They tried to set it up. It kept getting pushed back. He was working late, kept getting pushed back because of his work. Anyway, he finally makes it home. Text her. It's about 10:30 at night, and he's like, "Come on over if you want." He's, like, "I'm home, but I'm too tired to go out." So she gets there, knocks on his door for like 20 fucking minutes.
Which, first of all, too many minutes. Like, you don't know this person. You were supposed to meet at 7 p.m. He's pushed it, and then invited you to his house at 10:30. 20 minutes knocking on the door and he's not answering. Girl, take the hint.
That is bigger than a sack of nope. It is like a vat. We are in a vat of nope.
Right. He does not care about you enough to, because again, like if a man really wants to see you, even if it did happen, like she says, where it's like they were supposed to meet at 7 and then he had to pick up another shift at work and he ended up working till close or whatever. If a man really wants to see you at 10:30 p.m., he will still make it happen. Yeah. Like he will put the effort in to like come over to yours or invite you to a bar out or
he makes new plans. He makes new plans with you. Exactly.
If he is being this indifferent to you already,
it's not a good sign.
It's just
But
stop.
She's anything but indifferent. So she proceeds to knock on his door for 20 fucking minutes. And then it's like 20 minutes. And it's like telling these people on the show who are like, "Are you fucking out of your mind?" Like we are.
They're like, "Go home."
They're like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "So then I went to his neighbors. It's 11 p.m. now?
It's got to be at least. And
at the very least.
Her justification was like, I thought that something horrible could have happened because he'd been texting me all day and he just stopped texting. So I was thinking the worst had occurred.
No way this chick can be that delulu.
So
if she is, there's something wrong with her.
That
like
is
genuinely.
But she isn't delulu enough to have told the neighbor that she's not a date. She's his fucking sister. So the neighbor happens
because she knew that the neighbor's not going to let a date in. Although, let me tell you this. I have the keys to my neighbor's.
No, we're not.
Like house.
Mm-mm.
There's if somebody came to my door
0%.
and said, I am so-and-so's relative. I'm worried about them. Will you let me into their house? I would say,
show me a family photo.
Well, how about you wait right here outside and I'll go ahead and call somebody. Yeah. I'm going to call the cops. I'll call somebody and they can be responsible for letting you into that place. It's not going to be me. It ain't going to be me.
Those neighbors
I don't know you.
Were like, sure. Here you go. They didn't care. They were like, I haven't heard from him all day either. All right, here you go.
Do you know how fast, after this story, do you know how fast I'm knocking on that neighbor's door and I'm like, give me back my keys
immediately.
Right fucking now.
Right now.
I'm moving. Are you kidding? After this story, I'm fucking moving.
After this story, you're exactly right.
You are right.
So
you do. You're like,
already?
I finally found a good apartment. God damn it.
Doesn't matter. Fucking rent's cheap. I'm moving to another city.
So truly, my life here is done.
She proceeds to tell them that thank God he is fine. He is there, but he's fallen asleep on the couch. And so they're like, well, did you wake him up? Nope. He was just
leave? What does a sane person do?
She doesn't leave. She's like, I also am tired. So now I also want to go to bed. So I'm going to go into his bedroom. Let me say it again. I'm going to go into his bedroom and go to sleep.
Fucking nightmare.
This is a horror movie. This is a horror movie. Like, imagine.
Traumatic.
So
it actually is your safe space
in his house, in his bedroom.
Bed. And
he does not
she's
know
like,
she's
I'm
there.
not. She's like, guys, I'm not crazy.
She-
I didn't get into bed with him. I slept separate. It's like,
in
girl,
his bed.
that's not the problem.
And they keep saying, I didn't break into his house.
Can you imagine though?
Ma'am,
Here's the thing.
You did.
Can you imagine if she had left and then the neighbor the next day talked to this guy and been like,
Terrifying.
Your sister came
How-
over? Yeah. No.
I don't have a sister. I don't have a sister.
But no, it's this. What happens is equally as terrifying.
It's all
if
terrifying.
not
More. It's more terrifying.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
For
okay.
me.
So, like, the least terrifying thing that could happen is she walks in with the neighbor. They see he's sleeping. Great. He's good. They leave together. The door gets locked. She texts him and is like, I was so concerned because we had just spoken. I did ask the neighbor to get in. We saw that you were sleeping.
And we
That's the
bounced.
only
And I went
way.
home.
This is
Yep.
the
It's still
only solution.
bananas.
Yeah.
It's still
bananas.
bonkers.
It's still bananas because
Yeah.
like really what should have happened is after 20 minutes of knocking, you go
And
home.
no,
no.
block this
No,
person.
what should have happened is after 5 minutes of knocking, you went home.
100%.
Yeah. Not
Or
20.
after things have been pushed to finally
Right.
like
You know
meeting
what?
at its head, be
Let's
like,
just
you know
do
what?
this
It's
later.
not going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Let's reschedule for another time.
So,
Anyway, that's not what happened, clearly.
so no, nothing. If you are like, what would a sane person do here? It isn't what happened.
None of this.
No.
So
Yeah.
she proceeds to wake up in the morning and he's still sleeping because must have been really tired. He worked really late. So she's like, you know what I should do? Leave? No. I'm going to make him breakfast.
Crepes.
Crepes.
Crepes. Dude, you're breaking out fucking flour.
Right.
Girl.
Pan. You gotta, and also cooking in someone else's kitchen.
You're
You're like, you don't know where
opening
anything
cabinets.
is.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Imagine waking up to the sound of like somebody in your kitchen.
911.
Nightmare.
911. So she is like, and he's so sweet. He tells me, I don't have to make him coffee. I'm about to make coffee for him. She's like, and he was just so sweet. Like, you don't have to make coffee. It's fine. He wanted to take care of me. So then,
No, girl.
He wanted you the fuck
Get
out.
out. Get out of my house, you psycho.
this is giving real
Fatal
manic,
attraction.
real manic fatal attraction moment right here.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
It and both Christina and I were watching it and we were like, this cannot be real. Like this has to be like, because sometimes on those morning shows I'm like, this is fake. Like
can't
this
be.
cannot be real. But then Cassie said that there was a response
Yes.
from this guy.
So they do get a hold of this guy. Okay. And they're like, hey, so, we're from JoJo and Cece in the morning. And he's like, first of all, he's like, wait, I didn't call you. They were like, no, you didn't call us, but we have somebody.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. This is like second date, blah, 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 or whatever, follow up. And, you had recently gone on, and even they were like, well, it wasn't really a date so much, but
Right.
No.
because they're like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like, you B&E'd someone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely bonkers.
She's like, there's no breaking. There was no breaking. I had a key.
Just entering.
so so then he's like, she's quiet at this point because he isn't supposed to know she's on the call. So he's like, oh yeah, okay, first of all, he is fucking must have just smoked a big blunt because he is so
God.
fucking chill about this. He's like, they're like, do you know Cece? And he's like, yeah, no, I know her. Yeah, I wouldn't really say that we went out on a date so much. And they were like, yeah, don't say no more.
We wouldn't either.
We wouldn't
Yeah.
either. But he was like, yeah, I'm really busy. And right now I'm not in a good space in my life to like be dating. And he's very fucking like, I wouldn't say apologetic, but he's very like,
I wonder if he knew she was on the call
No,
because
he had
that's
no
sometimes
clue.
how those shows work. Okay.
Oh,
unless-
but even still, like, yeah, it can be a case of maybe he's so terrified he's just trying to be as nice as possible.
that's definitely what
to
some of the
not
comments were saying.
Right. To
aggravate
not like
the.
It's a morning show. He can't be
she
listening.
does know where you live. I mean, this is why it's like, regardless of gender, I get that men are sometimes just like fucking clueless
So-
about this kind of thing. But it's like, regardless of gender, do not give a stranger your home address.
Right.
He this is what I really think. I think it is a case of guy doesn't understand, because if this was a woman, it would be so different, right?
Oh, no. I'm calling the police.
It would be a court case.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Absolutely.
It would have a case number.
This is the real, what's happening here is men not truly understanding the danger that they were in.
No, I'm like, Molly, you're in danger, girl. Like,
yes.
you still are.
Honey.
You still are.
So
She's writing letters to radio stations.
A male friend of mine who will not be named leaves his apartment door unlocked. Anytime he goes anywhere, he leaves his apartment door unlocked.
No.
And when he's home sometimes, I'm like, do you understand how dangerous this is? It wasn't in LA.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that.
Well,
but I am just like, it doesn't matter.
No.
I'm just like, anyone can do anything at any time. You're not saying, even if you are in like a apartment building that you need a code to get into, whatever it is,
lock your doors.
It requires nothing of you.
Well,
like,
and don't
lock
give your key
fucking
to your
door.
neighbor if you don't trust them like that. I need my neighbors to know more about me before they just be letting people in.
Oh my God. Be like, I do not have siblings that will come and ask you for keys.
Well, but look, I don't know that much about my neighbors whose keys I have.
Exactly.
But I'm
not letting people in.
Letting anybody in. Like, honestly, if I didn't call the cops, I would call our management company.
Yeah.
I'd be like, if somebody needs to let you in, it should be our manager can make that call.
Also,
I'm not fucking doing
I
that.
wouldn't let you in by yourself. That's the other thing.
Right.
No,
Because
like, what if she had murdered him?
Yes.
I'm not putting that on my conscience.
No.
No.
So, anyway, so he's like, yeah, she did reach out to me. She did send me some pictures of me sleeping.
What? Shut up! Oh, your fucking mouth.
No.
Shut up.
I won't.
No.
The way he casually would just dropped it, everybody was like, what the fuck are you talking about? She sent him pictures. A couple pictures of him sleeping. There's more because she's a photographer and she just thought he was so beautiful. Sleeping.
She edited the pictures.
She sent them to him and was like, here's just a handful of these great pictures I took of you while you were sleeping. Can you imagine?
This is legitimately, I need someone from A24 to hear this.
This is
immediately.
Like, this is 1 hour photo.
Yes.
This is the movie, like 1 hour photo. Like, this is so fucking
terrifying.
Scary. Like, you know how much I am scared of like obsession and stalking and shit. And like, this is like, if this happened to me, I would go live in a cabin in the woods and like fuck off and never talk to anybody again. Like, this is so scary.
So scary.
Terrifying.
I wouldn't go live in a cabin in the woods. It seems scarier. I don't feel like I'd have anybody could hear me if I was screaming kind of thing. I feel like she could find me.
True. Okay. You're right.
I'd move to a bigger city. And like,
gotta move in with people you trust. That's what you gotta do. You're like
roommates.
Yeah. I don't want roommates ever again, but I would at this point.
Me neither. But if it's
I'll tell you what
situation.
So anyway, she's like, she's like, well, okay. I mean, she is on the phone. I mean, if you would like to speak with her. And they're like, Cece, are you still here? She's like, yes. He's like, oh yeah, no. Like, he's like, it was, I know you're a photographer, so I was really, I hope I didn't hurt your feelings. And he's
trying not to set her off. That's how it feels to me.
Wild. It was wild. Yeah. And then the show keeps
he doesn't want to have to move
breaking and entering, and she's like, I didn't break into his house. And then she immediately is like, she goes, I don't mean to get so upset about it. I just feel like you keep saying I'm breaking into his house.
She's in like, no.
This person is unwell. Honestly, this is an unwell person.
Sir, I hope you're safe.
Yes. Oh my God. I need an update on that update.
I know, right?
Wow.
So that's where it's at. But yes, apparently she has multiple pictures and did invite him if he wants to get together. She can show them more. Pictures of him.
How many did she take? Did she take?
I don't know.
That's the scariest part of that whole story to me, actually.
That's why I had to tell you about the follow-up.
Of him sleeping did she take?
She's just got one with her hand just delicately resting on his cheek.
No. Oh my God. Wow. Well, on that, we need to hop into our own bad taste.
I'm aghast. Aghast. We talk a lot of shit about men on this podcast, so every now and again, it's nice to have a story where it's like, what?
Yeah.
What?
The fact, though, that he wasn't more shocked than he should have been.
Yeah,
I
that
think
makes
it's
me want to dig in more.
I think it's a combination of things. I think it is just that kind of attitude that a lot of men have where they don't realize how unsafe a situation is.
Yes.
And also him being aware that, like, you know, I don't want to deal with her. Yeah, I don't want to deal with her, like, freaking out. So I'm just going to be chill. But wow. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, I can start us off.
Sounds good.
This one. Guy did a Gollum impression.
Oh!
No, God. I found it funny at first and was impressed with his accuracy. It was very good.
Oh, no.
But when he started talking to the bar staff with the voice,
he got too much. He got too.
No, you gave him too much, like.
Flew too close to the sun on that one, sir.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that was 2 hours I was never going to get.
No.
2-hour date with
Did
Gollum.
the voice for 2 hours.
What if I read
a drink?
What if I read my story like a voice?
What? Guys, I simply couldn't handle that.
No.
I really couldn't.
I'd be like, if you're gonna do it once, you're like, oh,
That's funny.
oh, good.
Oh,
you're really good at it.
you have a
And
special
then
skill.
Moving on.
Move on.
Yeah, that's it.
You can do the Chewbacca growl. Great. Good for you. Moving on.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, you do an excellent Kermit the Frog. Great.
Sweet.
Okay. All right, I'll go next. I met a girl on Tinder and agreed to meet in a cafe. When we met, she was on her phone all the time. But at one fine moment of silence, she said that her stomach hurt and farted very loudly.
Oh.
Paid for herself and left.
Yep.
I've never laughed so much in my life. She's like, my tum-tum hurts.
I can do a Gollum impression.
A nightmare.
That's the correct response. Someone keeps doing the Gollum. My tummy hurts.
Those two should get done.
And I love that she just like silent. Just paid
yeah,
and
I
left.
would do the same thing.
Drops my cat.
You know, gotta start carrying cash for that reason.
That's right.
Just like anytime something happens, you got to be able to make a quick escape.
That's exactly right.
Exactly right. I don't want to know your opinions on this. I don't need to feel the shame of it. I'm just going to get up and leave.
Up and left.
Mhm.
Truly.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
My worst date was when I was in 10th grade and the guy was in 11th. There was a grocery store not far from the school that serves hot food. So we went there. Guy was an absolute slob. He ordered a whole rotisserie chicken.
There's nothing like a teenage boy. Watching
fucking-
a teenage boy eat.
Power move.
He ordered a whole rotisserie chicken and ate the entire thing with his hands. Like full on.
my God.
Manhandled the poor bird. Then would use his white shirt as a napkin.
Shut up. His shirt's just see-through by the end of it.
King Henry VIII.
Oh. He's all greasy.
Just covered in grease. I get that we're kids, but come on, man. You're like 17 and eating like a toddler.
Oh my God. What in the medieval times is happening?
Medieval times it is.
Oh my
gross.
God. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. First date, I met her parents as they were in town at a restaurant and they were calling me Bucko, pressuring me to marry their daughter. We were sophomores in college. This was 20 years ago.
Oh, no.
Someone commented,
Hey, Bucko.
you missed out on 20 years of being called Bucko.
Fumbled the ball.
Hey, Bucko.
Hey, Bucko. Do you imagine?
Oh my God.
Went on a first date with a guy from my college. We ended up going to Chili's for dinner, and as I'm coming back from the restroom after our meal, he seems nervous and is telling me to hurry to his car. I thought he was just being goofy. As we were driving away, he tells me he dined and dashed. I was mortified and told him I would have paid if it were an issue. He just laughed and kept driving. Awful experience and awful person.
I would
Yeah,
have
you
called the restaurant.
participated in a crime.
Yeah, no, I would have called the restaurant and
that's
been like, "I'm so
awful.
sorry, I didn't know,"
Here's
and
my
I
credit
I didn't
card
know.
number.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And-
yeah.
yeah.
It was a first date. This guy fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
my
God, that is
Horrible.
so fucking awful, and that is exactly what I do. I just
awful.
have no because honestly, that like affects your server.
Yes,
directly,
it
and in multiple ways. They've lost out on a tip. They've lost out on a bill. I mean, it's like, fuck you.
Horrible.
It's the most disrespectful
there are a lot
thing
of
you can do.
restaurants too that will make
Take
the
it out of their
servers
check.
pay for
Exactly.
the bill,
Which is insane, by the way. That is fucking
So
insane.
fucking
it's
bonkers.
very common.
Like that should be built into the overhead of the restaurant that a certain number, just like theft is for stores. Like why would you
shouldn't be
not
able to do
build that
that.
in?
You should not.
Yeah,
be
the
able to do
stores
that.
should. The restaurant should have to pay for that.
There's so many shady practices in restaurants.
I know.
mean, even like big restaurants with celebrity chefs that should know better. There's like that
sometimes just as bad if not worse.
Scandal out here where they were stealing the tips.
That's
and
so
distributing
fucked up.
it, using it to pay their sommelier and using it to
That's
pay.
fucked up.
Yeah,
I heard about that.
That's so fucked
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so I really like this one. I started dating again in my 70s after my husband passed. One man I went out with took me to dinner.
Brave.
It just reminds me of like, Miss Dorothy Mantooth is a saint. I might take your mom out for a nice steak dinner and never call her again. So one man I went out with took me to dinner, had a pleasant evening. When he brought me home, he said, I should tell you, I want to go out with you again, but I expect sex on the third date. I was so flabbergasted. I said nothing. When I got my apartment, I messaged him, there won't be another date. And for your information, you don't know what you missed out on. I'm incredible. Big mistake.
Oh, nice. She pretty woman did.
Yeah, she did.
I love that.
Love it. How presumptuous. No, I get lots of stories of what men my mother's age are texting and saying to her. It's absolutely disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm single at 70, it's a wrap. Do you know what I mean? Unless like it's one of those situations where it falls into my lap and it's perfect and I can like ride off into the sunset with this person.
Correct.
That is the only way that will happen. I am living my best practical magic life if I'm 70 and single.
Yeah.
Like that we're done. We're done over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the weird witch on the street.
Yes.
That's what's happening.
100%.
Exactly.
It's the goal.
Okay. 5 minutes in, asked me to remove my heels because he felt I was too tall.
Ugh.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Then spent the remainder of the time telling me how most women are sluts and whores.
Okay, well.
What do you think that's going to accomplish? Oh my God. So this is a horrible thing to bring up. We've had a really lighthearted episode, but did you see over the break, the time when we weren't recording, that chat got exposed where 70,000 men
Yeah.
had been talking. It was a chat thread of 70,000 men, and it's been going on for years.
Germany,
of men,
you guys.
But they were from all over.
Oh, right.
People were from all over. But they were all talking about ways to like hurt women and women in their life, women they knew, their moms, their sisters.
Disgusting.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Well, and it also makes me think of the Giselle Pellicott case. It's like how many of her neighbors, her fucking people in her life that she knew,
trusted, and saw every day. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Honestly, it's better if you have views like that. This guy who's just spending the whole day talking about how women are sluts and whores, thank you for letting me know that you're not doing it in secret in a secret chat thread. It's actually safer for you to just like come out and tell me that you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So I can stay far, far away from you. Okay.
Totally.
Don't give out your home address.
Exactly.
Okay. In casual conversation, she talked about her roommate a lot. No problem, normal convo. The drinks start flowing and I hear more about the roommate. They are like really close. A bit much, but okay. By the end of the date, properly buzzed now, it turns out her roommate is actually her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
They picked up a third.
Yeah.
Oh my
Predictable
God.
outcome. Woof.
If you're gonna do that kind of thing,
No.
you got to put that out in the open.
We've said
There are
this.
tons of people that are into that.
Well,
have
I just
said
assumed
this.
that she
Surprise cuckold fantasy is not.
Well, I thought she was cheating on her husband and like just
Trying
had
to
nothing
stay. Oh,
else to talk about.
no.
Maybe she's dipping her toe into the cheating pool and just cannot handle it.
She's like, my roommate.
My
My
roommate.
roommate.
It has that all the time.
We like to watch Game of Thrones.
Jesus. Went out with a guy, and a man at the next booth starts choking. I gave him the Heimlich and got the piece of steak up, then stayed with him until the EMS got there. I'm a nurse. The guy never called me again, and when the person who had set us up on the date asked why he didn't call, he said she didn't pay enough attention to me.
Oh.
Sir,
Wow.
I'm so sorry that I saved someone's fucking life.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, that's so insecure. Insecure, like level 1000.
Yeah. No.
Ew.
Ugh. Okay. It was someone who had just moved here from Japan. It turns out he practically spoke no English. I'm guessing he used Google Translate to write his Tinder messages. And I do not speak Japanese. So we spent the date awkwardly walking around while not being able to communicate with each other.
You just gotta be honest. Like, you just have to be honest.
What did you think was going to fucking happen?
Yeah, like, what are you supposed to do if you can't talk to each other? What was the expectation of the outcome?
I don't know. You got to have a plan at least. Like, if you're like, I don't speak English, she doesn't speak Japanese, you got to get one of those apps that allows you to like talk into it, translate for you.
Let's just walk around awkwardly.
Yes,
and then
so weird.
make sign language gestures to one another. No.
Immediately.
All right, this
over.
one, very scary. I once ended up at this guy's apartment and he was giving me a tour. When we got to his bedroom, I thought I noticed a picture of me out of the corner of my eye.
What?
It turned out to be a vision board. It was filled with pictures of me he found on the internet, along with photos of kids and a house. This was our first date.
Oh, no.
He printed photos from her Instagram and then found stock photos of a house and kids, probably a dog.
I'm pro vision board. That ain't it.
He should meet that chick
on a
second day.
They can be super freaking obsessed with each other. How
she should make him crazy.
Terrifying.
Holy shit.
She'd probably be flattered. If she'd gone into that dude's bedroom and he'd had a vision board of her, she probably would have been like, that was so sweet.
I can't believe it was so sweet of him to think of me like that.
So sweet.
Holy shit.
What? Out of your mind.
If you saw that, first of all, it's scary enough to go into a dude's bedroom
100%,
like for the first time, and
for many reasons,
for a lot of reasons,
yeah,
and on a like first date, but then to see pictures of you printed out,
right? And
so you have a printer, you used ink for this,
right? I just watched Silence of the Lambs again, as I do regularly.
Huh.
And you have to do the Clarice Starling move of just being like, can I use your phone, please? Like, you have to do that, like, oh, okay, like, this is totally normal. Can I gotta get out of here.
What the fuck?
Yeah, truly. Yeah.
So my employer decided that on that particular Christmas, and for the first time, staff could bring along their wives, husbands, and significant others. One of my close colleagues, slightly over-refreshed, nudged the woman he was standing next to, nodded at a male and female colleague, and said, both out on the dance floor, and said, he's been shagging her all year.
Messy.
The woman he talking to was the guy's wife.
He knew exactly what he was doing. Let's be for real. He fucking knew. He's like, now's my opportunity.
Fucking CC my manager on one more email,
I
Carl.
swear to God.
See what happens.
Yep, I swear to God.
I swear to God. There was a scene in which my colleague had his lights punched out. Company never invited significant others again.
I bet. Yeah. You know what happens in the office? Stays in the office.
Oh, yeah. I love that man, though.
I do too.
Oh, he's like,
oh, God.
I'm bored.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we have to say before the end of the episode, this episode comes out on Christina's birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Christina.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, definitely get on the Facebook page, the Patreon, our email, our Instagram, and wish Christina a happy birthday today.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yes. And I hope this is not as eventful of a January 6th as previous ones.
We can fucking hope. Look, you know what? I was trying to do dry January that year too.
Oh, Jesus. You got
I did break
January's.
it. I broke it on Insurrection Day. So please, everybody, just fucking behave. I'm on a roll.
Truly.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have a terrible date story, if you want to reach out and say hello or happy birthday, you can go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.